Welcome, you're watching Kaleidoscope Srilanka Life News Capsule.
Welcome to Srilanka Life News Capsule. Sri Lanka needs more investments is a statement we've heard of. While the government says its economic development policy is well received internationally, what do we really need to do to secure FDIs? Chair of the Sri Lanka Institute of Directors, Aroshi Nanayakkara, says that Sri Lanka needs to present a positive business case to grow FDIs. She was in our studio this week.
Sri Lanka is putting herself out for FDIs. Given the current climate, what are the fundamentals we have in place and what do we really need to get into place?
As a country, we have a lot going for us, which we don't quite believe in ourselves either. A lot of the foreigners do see that in us, and one of the key things is our people. They are educated, they are highly intelligent, they are literate, and the ones who are coming into the private sector and getting molded properly have the work ethic that we might not necessarily see in everybody out there. So that is one main thing that is going for us. In terms of the infrastructure also, we have, I think, excellent telecom communication. We have the roads, all of that going for us, and we are in a position geographically in a place where we can really maximize and use that potential for our benefit. In terms of where we are lacking, we have to bring in place discipline. We are still looking at the culture we had. We are looking at the influences we have had in terms of the foreign legacies that were brought on us, and we haven't still quite married the two together to figure out what is our new way of operating and the new way of being. And the governments that have come in haven't really cemented that whole structure. So we have a challenge there. I think one of the key things that we really have to do is to bring that within a framework. Governance, it needs to be that framework of how we operate and how we behave. Bring that within ethics, integrity, civility, respect for each other, bring it within that governance structure.
Governance is an important part of us growing. But besides that, you mentioned about people. In the last 3 years, have people's attitude towards work and the way they work changed in any way? What are the differences you find?
As the corporate sector, the whole thing was stood on its head by the COVID pandemic and world over, not just in Sri Lanka. This whole thing about coming into work, reporting into work, being there 9 to 6 or whatever it was no longer valid. For one thing, because Sri Lanka gets hit by so many things, our people are very resilient. Our managers are resilient, our workers are resilient. And the pandemic was yet another thing that we had to figure out what to do with. And that's why I spoke of intelligence. We are very intelligent, and I think we have done certain things where none of the other countries really got on to that. We get onto the bandwagon much faster. But I think the work ethic to a certain extent gone down a little bit, which has to be revamped. Another thing that came about through the pandemic was that technology really took off because you had no other option but to adopt technology. And now with AI and machine learning and all of that coming in, we have to constantly look at how do we retrain, how do we reskill our people. And once again, that whole discipline, the governance structure, even for the human element, while you're looking at the corporate element as well.
If you like us, do subscribe and follow us. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn.
You focus on your goals. We will take care